So I will do a quick review on my shoes. First, we have the round ones, still fresh. I've worn them and I've rounded my foot. I've rounded, spun. I've rolled my ankle twice. So I don't like these shoes. I don't know. I don't like them. What do I mean? I don't know. I just don't like them. But I found out I think these are also Feiyue's. Just a different style. These are also Feiyue's, the red dots that I love. Heck, I bought 3 more pairs since. So the old ones I now use for the gym, and my newer ones are my daily wear until they become gym shoes or something else. These ones, the top ones, still uncomfortable. I don't roll my foot because they're super flat. The flattest out of all of them. I just don't like them. I can smell them. I can smell the rubber's still strong on them. I can still smell them when I'm at work. Like I wore them to school and like teaching and like I can smell the rubber on these shoes. I'm not a big fan. Finished. Okay. Let's get into the history because I deep dived into this and it's intense. It's complicated. It's not as streamlined as I thought, but I'm going to try to streamline it as possible. But yeah, let's just get started. So I had to write it down, so remind me if I have to look at my paper. So Feiyue's is the original name, and it started off as, let's start here. It started off as, let me switch the camera. Okay, I cannot reflect it, but it's fine. So we have Feiyue's. On this side, I need a visual. Feiyue's. We have top ones, and then I don't know what these are, but let's just call these the European brands, and that's over here, okay? The European brands. I don't know if these are it. I think these are Dafu's, just a different number. But let's just call them that on this side of the video. Okay, so Feiyue's, the originals, were originally a military brand. They were making rubber. They made rubber tires. They were making good quality rubber, and eventually they needed more money, so they started making rubber shoes for the military. But the war like ended. What year was it in? In like the 1950s, so 1956, 1958, the demand was going down. So because the war was over, I don't know what war that was. I'll just put the caption right there. The war was over, so they needed to make more money, so they started making consumer shoes. And you can see the army shoes and the consumer shoes very similar. They started making these because they were cheaper, they were light, and easy to make. So that's how this company started. Then Feiyue's matched up with Top Ones and a different company, so like a subsidiary, like not a contractor, like a subsidiary. Yeah, like a subsidiary. And then these Top Ones are the ones that monks use, or what I read online is what the monks use. And I assume it's because it's more flat, you're more closer to the ground. It's still cheap and good quality. I feel it's less flexy. It's more flex right here, and then it's like big spring. This one, it's like completely, it's slower. It's more, if you were comparing Nike running shoes, one's just like a running shoe that has some nice cushion, and one has carbon fiber. I would assume this is like the carbon fiber version. It's more springy. That might be why. So these are the top ones. Dafu's to the Top Ones. Then it gets a little intense. So China had their great leap, their 10-year industrial growth. I don't know what's open door policy. So all the Western companies came in to China, like Nike, Converse, Adidas, all those brands. And Dafu's were losing their market because everyone wanted the new thing. So these brands were winning, and Dafu's were losing. They were losing their demographic, their market. So in the early 2000s, they went bankrupt because they were losing. So then they sold the company to the new current owner, Li Qinglong. And awesome. I don't know who the old owners were, but they sold it to this guy, Li Qinglong. And in 2005, there's this dude, Patrice Bastien, excuse me if I'm saying it wrong, a French European, was studying martial arts in Shanghai, and he discovered the shoes. He was this martial arts that's related. Yeah. And he liked them, and he knew there was a demand for them, so he brought them over. And he's like, okay. He bought the rights in China. The problem was we are in China. Back in the day, they don't really care about these things, right? It's like I have the shoe, me, Dafu, I have the shoe, and I want you to make them, you to make them, you to make them, you to make them. The thing is, it wasn't really standard, so everyone was making them slightly a little different. I think that's what's going on with these two. Because I think this is also Dafu's. I can't read Chinese, but I think this is Dafu. So there wasn't really a standard. So the dude, he bought the rights. He did. He legally bought the rights, not from the original owner, though. He bought them from a contractor. So legally, he's okay. But the original owners were pissed. Obviously, they even quoted like they're robbers. So yeah, when Patrice went back home and he started selling these shoes, the demand blew up. They were a hit. They were great shoes. It became a fashionable brand. It became like Obey and Supreme, sort of. Or I'm going to assume so because it was a hit. And if you search them up now, here's the website, and here's the websites. You can tell. And the Dafus were pissed because they're losing all these sales, all these commissions, but they're no longer bankrupt. Their demand is going up. They got a little new target market to the new age of consumers, which is great. This is amazing. This is good news. If you just want every single dollar, I get it. But yeah, in 2010, we're moving forward into the timeline. In 2010, Dafus tried to sue Patrice, and they lost because legally he did have the rights. Legally, he had the right. Morally, it's a little fucked up, but I get it. You had the rights, bro. You're making your money. So that's pretty much the whole story. But the battle now is how to differentiate the shoes. So now we have the red dots, the triangles, top one, and then the Western brand. What I see is it's more streamlined, like more like a Vans or Converse kind of style. I hear the rubber's different. I really want to get my hand on a couple. And then to make things even more complicated, we have Tiger Claw. We have Warriors. What are these companies? My assumption is China's over here. We have Dafus, and then we make top ones, and then top ones have their own subsidiaries like Warriors and blah blah blah. Tiger Claw. I want to get my hands on both of these two. And then we have the European brands. So that's the news, and I'll see you. Oh, Warriors was a subsidiary of Dafu, and they started in 1927 as a rubber factory, also making basketball shoes. And their shoes are called 565. Bye.